Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 2020 Open House, the special COVID edition. A 2017 survey of over 3,000 adults asked them to name their least favorite subject in high school. Just look at this chart. How can one subject be disliked so much more than all of the others? And right now, nobody is even wondering what the red bar stands for. Everybody knows that the red bar represents math. The only thing you might be curious about is what's the blue bar all the way on the left that was a distant second. So why is this the case? How can a subject be so anxiety-causing that it has its own phobia? There's no science phobia or history phobia, but math phobia, we've got you covered. Here's the reason why. Let's say you take a class in American history, and for whatever reason, you don't hit the mark. That does not mean, however, that if you take a class in European history the following year, that you can't do fantastic. The courses and the results are completely independent of each other. It's not that way in math, though. Each of these colored rectangles represents a year of math content that students are taught in 1 year, ending with this year's pre-algebra course. As long as all of the material is understood and absorbed, the rectangles stack up neatly and support each other as you go higher. But what happens when everything isn't learned? What happens when there are some small cracks in the foundation, and what if some of these cracks are larger as we go up? Or in other spots, there are complete holes. What happens is that without addressing these issues, eventually the learning becomes increasingly difficult. And when we try to stack the weightier high school courses on top of this, the structure just can't support them. More cracks appear, the holes become larger, everyone becomes stressed out, and the whole system just starts to fail. And then if we keep repeating this process, say for over 100 years, this is the result. So how can we address this? If we look at the real world, everything we learn is through practice. The more we practice, the better we get, and we only move ahead when we've mastered prior material. It doesn't matter if it's in music, sports, or the arts. The more you practice, the better you get. Now, I try to use this idea of mastery learning in my classroom. So this is how it works for the students. Students can retake any assessment they want, provided they first complete a corrective assignment. After completing the corrective assignment, they review that with me and extra help, and once we straighten out whatever material was giving them difficulties, they can retake the assessment. It's as easy as that. So any bad grade just can be erased. And I know what you're thinking, that this is a great deal, and it is a great deal. But for some reason, not all students take advantage of it. So please keep an eye on the portal, and if there are any grades you would like to see changed, please push your child into extra help to retake that assessment. On the new side, there will be weekly asynchronous assignments on Teams. My approach here is to take advantage of some of the quality instructional apps that are out there now. If there is a silver lining in all of this, the educational instructional technology available to us has really blossomed. Here's a look at several I'll be using. ClassKick is great for extra help and completing corrective assignments. Mobymax is awesome because will allow me to differentiate between individual students in the classroom. Classcraft gamifies the classroom and will send students out on quests. Brainquake helps students with number sense. And there are a few other ones that I wish I could talk about, but I don't have the time. They are good though, and you will be hearing about me using different things during the year. The last 6 months have not been easy, especially in schools. About the only thing that has not changed for me, though, is that I still have great students. I was talking to my brother about 2 weeks ago. He was asking me what kind of program we were using and comparing it to his district. He asked me how the students were, and I said, amazing. I told him that every time they leave the class, almost all of them say thank you on the way out. He said he was surprised, and he said, that's like saying thank you to the dentist. I said, I'm positive they do that too. And to me, that's what will make all this work. We are very fortunate at Babylon to have a student body that will make this seem like we have always done it. And the next 6 months will go faster than the last 6. So thanks for coming. Don't hesitate to contact me during the school year. Have a good night and drive safe.